welcome back to our YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Julianne.
And I'm Kyla.
And today we're going to be talking about 10 differences between America and South Korea that we've noticed in our daily lives.
So if you like this video, please like, comment, and subscribe below.
The biggest difference, and this is in a lot of Asian cultures, is the social hierarchy. So basically, to explain it simply, like the older you are, the more respect you're given. So elderly people, we've realized here, can kind of get away with a lot, which is kind of funny. And also, like, this hierarchy determines like a lot, like the gestures you have with people, even how you pour someone's drink, how you speak to them. If you're learning Korean, you'll realize like there's a way to say it to your friends, there's a way to say it to your parents, there's a way to say it to elderly people. Like there's like 6 different ways to say one thing per like where they are on that hierarchy, or like out of respect. So I feel like that is like a really, really big thing here. And even yesterday we were trying to film a vlog, and in the middle of Seoul, and I'm like, oh my gosh, Kyla, this guy is peeing behind us. While we're filming this, a man is peeing behind us. We won't, obviously we're not gonna show that, but we just want to show the realities of city life.
Like old people here, just like there's literally 0 rules. It's amazing.
So it is different because like people sometimes, even if it's like a bunch of Korean people in line, and sometimes an older woman will just go ahead and cut on through and kind of no one really says anything. So it is different here. And we also heard a lot about like cops and like police and stuff.
Yeah, like even if an old person's doing something wrong, like the police might just like,
yeah, especially if it's like not serious. Like sometimes there's like people like drunk in the streets and like someone calls the cops to like have them be quiet, but they
yeah,
don't
like
really...
I feel like the older person might still have more power than a police officer. I don't know.
Yeah, it's
like some situations I feel like the older people might be able to.
Yeah, I feel like this is a hard thing for us to explain, because obviously like
we're not Korean, and
yeah,
we didn't grow up here, and we don't know everything.
Yeah, so it's
just like what we've seen and like,
yes,
our own experience.
Yeah, so I feel like it's really hard to explain, but definitely when you come here you will 100% see it.
This is probably our favorite difference with Korea, is just safety. I think we've talked about in all our videos, and I'm sure everyone talks about this, but generally we feel so safe here. There's CCTVs literally everywhere. So like, I don't know, there's just like this trust that it's like like this unspoken like trust here that like no one's gonna harm you. I mean,
obviously things still do happen. It's not perfect. But yeah, we've been to the bathroom and I've left, or at the airport, and I leave my suitcase outside. No one's gonna touch it. I've left it was my brand new like big girl purchase. I left my Gucci bag literally sitting in like a middle of this like huge building with all these different people, and it just was there for like 15 minutes. It was, no one touched it. Didn't move it.
I lost my wallet, and someone returned it and gave it and turned it in, and I got that back. Like you can leave your stuff and it's almost always gonna come back to you. Yeah, so obviously there are like a few exceptions, but it really, I do feel safe here. And I feel like we don't really see police here a lot too. We were saying like we rarely see the police, but I don't need to see like police officers to feel safe. Like I just genuinely feel like I don't have to like watch behind me, and I can walk at night and not feel scared like I would at home. So that is one of like the best differences. Partially because like Korean culture, and also like I feel like because there is CCTVs everywhere, like there's not much you can get away with. Yeah. Okay, so a big difference is service when you go to a restaurant. Waitresses or waiters are completely different. Instead of waiting for your server to come over and greet you and tell you about the specials of the day and ask you how you are, they're gonna just quite literally ask you what you want, bring you your food, bring you your check. And then to get to the server's attention, you're gonna ring a bell on the side of the table, or you literally just like yell at them. And it's not rude, like it's totally normal. They're not getting tips, so that's probably like a big reason why they're not so hospitable. And it's not a bad thing. Like I kind of prefer this because they just leave you alone. Like you get your food, you enjoy it. If you need something, you ring a bell, they give it to you. and you're on your way.
Yeah. I feel like it's also way less awkward to ringing a bell than like, I hate when restaurants don't have a bell now because I feel awkward just like raising my hand. Like waiting. Bells are just so nice. You need another bottle of soju? Hit the bell. You need a side refill or something? Hit the bell. And they come over so fast. And yeah, you don't have to feel awkward about it at all. And I feel like also since we don't know a lot of Korean, it's kind of nice having less interaction where they're like, how are you? Da, 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 da. One, we were talking about tipping here, but also like when you get your nails done or you get your eyelashes done, your hair done, you don't tip. That's not like common here. You don't really tip for services like you would back home. Right. So while talking about food and service, something that I realize, and I feel like a lot of people realize when they come here, is everything is sweet. Like everything. We've gotten used to it now. Yeah,
I feel like when we first moved here, I couldn't get used to it. Now I don't notice it really.
Yeah. You will order pizza, it'll be sweet. You will look at this picture of garlic bread and be so happy and just picturing like how good it's gonna taste, and then you bite into it and it's
sugar.
Sweet. Yes, you will go to like a breakfast place. Yeah, and we used to, when we first got here out of quarantine, we kept going to this one egg place and they would put this sauce, yes, and it was so just like sweet, and it just
Wait, no, why did I say egg drop? It's Papa Meal.
What's I know, I was just gonna let that go on, but it's basically the same thing.
I don't even know what egg drop is.
It's like, it sounds like the same type of things.
It's here though, not in America?
Yes, it's here, it's here. That's why I was like, yeah, we got this. But yeah, the sandwiches will have stuff on it. So that's something you just have to get used to.
So overall, public bathrooms here are just different. Number one, being at a lot of public bathrooms, instead of the toilet paper being in the stall, it'll actually be like next to the sinks. And so you just like grab the amount of toilet paper that you need and bring it into the stall with you. I'm still not used to that. Like I'm always forget. Like, so but when it's like too late, I will forget. I mean, this isn't like every bathroom, but a lot of bathrooms it's like that.
I feel like most bathrooms, I feel like you will have it inside with you. I feel like maybe like 1/4 of the time it will like randomly be outside, but yeah, it's definitely a hard habit to kind of get used to.
And then bars of soap, that's also not as big, and maybe it's because of COVID. And we've only been here since COVID. But instead of like obviously having like liquid soap, there's a lot of times just like a shared bar soap, which it's not dirty at all, but I'm still to this day I just can't get used to it, and instead I just like usually go get hand sanitizer. But yeah, it's not that common, but you will see it.
Yeah, I feel like before I came here, a lot of people like really stressed that like it's bar soap everywhere and stuff like that, and I've only seen it, our school does it for the teacher's bathroom and then one other subway, so it's not something like you don't have to worry about like bringing your own soap and stuff like that and worrying about that. A lot of places do have like actual soap dispensers, but what we have realized here is like bathrooms fluctuate. Like you will go to a bathroom that is like, let's say a restaurant has their own bathroom, then I feel like you're good. There's gonna be toilet paper. Usually there's toilet paper somewhere in the bathroom that you can fill it yourself. You'll have soap, but let's say like the one kimchi jjigae place I always go to, it's on the 2nd floor, and all those restaurants share like the same like public bathroom. So I realized in those places, like I'll walk out and go to wash my hands and there's no soap, there's no paper towel, so it's literally just water. So it is really smart to like carry hand sanitizer, especially during this time anyways. But yeah, and then you'll go into one with heated toilet seats and a bidet. So
it range. The range is strong.
The range is strong. Squatty potty to heated toilet seats.
And then yesterday we were at a subway station and the bathroom had like a adult toilet and then a kid little toilet next to it.
Yeah.
So I don't know. You just never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah. Another big difference is you have outside shoes and inside shoes. So in all Korean homes, in the very beginning of the house when you walk in, there's gonna be like a little dip. I don't know the exact name for this. I will Google it and put it here. But when you walk in, you take off your shoes. You have to take off your outside shoes. It's extremely disrespectful to wear your outside shoes inside. And usually, I mean, I don't because I feel like it's just us, but Korean house will have like a bunch of slippers. So you'll put on a pair of slippers and then you may enter it.
I think one of the biggest differences is that when you're walking on the sidewalk, motorcycles will just come up right behind you, around you, in front of you. Like they'll be driving on the road, but they don't want to wait at a stoplight or something, so they're just gonna go right onto the sidewalk where everyone's walking. Like even busy sidewalks. Like I'm not even just talking about like You know?
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy. And I think that was like a big adjustment for us, because I mean, it was like scary.
Yeah, you have to kind of like, you don't know what way to go. Sometimes I just stop, and like they'll even go, like buildings will have like walkways for people in between, and they'll go through that. Like the delivery guys have no rules.
Yeah.
Motorcycles
That's why our delivery food is so fast.
Yeah, that's why everything is so fast, because they're just doing whatever they need to do to get it there.
Yeah, one adjustment is definitely personal space. Even with COVID, I mean, I feel like with COVID maybe people have gotten a little bit better because they don't want to be close to others, but in general, like, you'll be walking and people would just be like right up in your business and not like be on their phone and like not be bothered by it at all. We're like, why are you so close to us? Or I think even yesterday we were walking in the streets and these guys got like this close from our backs, and I was just like, can I help you?
Yeah. Like, there's times where I think people are coming up to talk to me because they get that close, or we'll just be standing, and instead of like moving their route a little bit to move around us, they just keep walking forward. Or even like, I realized too, in elevators, like as soon as the elevator is about to be on the floor that you need, they're like all going to the front, like to sprint out, and I'm like, where are we going? I don't understand. But like they'll be right on top of you, so that's something that's definitely different, because I feel like in the US we value our personal space, and that's something that we definitely know how to do. This next one is a little bit confusing to explain, I guess, because Korea, obviously, like, we're talking mostly like Seoul, that's where we spend a lot of our time. Seoul is a big city, and there's like a lot going on there, obviously, and it is fast paced. And Korea's work is very like demanding and long hours, but what I've realized is it's not that fast paced where it's like, get this done, get this done, get this done, get this done. Like, it's not as like time crunch, if that makes sense. Like, it's more slow paced. It's fast paced, but it's slower than in America. Also, physically, it is slow paced. I don't know if this is just like, it's funny because even seeing foreigners walk,
so much faster.
We all walk like there's like a fire. Like, compared to them, it looks like we're running. And like, I feel like we move our arms so much, besides like the Ajumas.
No, we really do walk so fast.
But yeah, we just kind of stand out. But that is something, like, we'll be walking the city and we're trying to make our bus, like even yesterday, and couples are like, again with the PDA, couples are holding their hands and they're holding each other, and I'm like,
they have nowhere to be, and we don't even have anywhere to be, but we are like,
we're so used to just like getting, like trying to do it as fast as possible. And yeah, so
I guess I can appreciate it though. I feel like they're like enjoying their lives, and we're like
sprinting. That's probably why we're constantly out of breath then too when we get to the bus stop, because we're literally running. But yeah, it is something that I know this is like a pet peeve for a lot of people, even at home, like when you're walking through a mall or something. So
I feel like it really annoys me when I'm trying to get through a doorway, or like a door.
Yes.
And someone's just like, and you can't get by them. Like, at least if you're gonna walk slow, I hope I could go around, but like,
and you don't want to be rude either.
Okay, the next one is military service. So if you didn't know this, if you're a male, a Korean male, you have to do an 18-month military service, like no ifs, ands, or buts. Otherwise, you're going to jail or have to go.
Peace out.
Yeah. Which I think is pretty wild. And I know you think maybe it won't affect you, and maybe it won't, but I mean, it has affected me. Like, my boyfriend's doing his service right now. I feel like if you're dating here, it might affect you. If you make a Korean friend, even if she's a girl, like her brother might be there now. If you make a Korean guy friend, maybe he'll have to go, or if he hasn't already gone. So yeah, I think that's like a pretty big difference.
Hope you guys enjoyed this video, especially if you are going to be coming to Korea soon. If you have lived in Korea, or you are living in Korea now, or even if you just heard from a friend, drop some of the biggest differences that you've noticed that we haven't mentioned, or if you even want to elaborate on some of the things that we said, please feel free to comment. I'd love to talk to you guys about it.
Yeah, so if you enjoyed this video, like, comment, and subscribe below.
Thank you.